clearly out, you guys started well, had a huge lead, and figured Memphis wasn't going to just later.
Yeah. About the same as the Brooklyn game. We talked about Kyrie was going to, at some point turn it on, and it was a combination of things. Williams was knocking down shots, and they have a number of guys that can, make plays. We just couldn't get enough stops to, play against them in transition. So we're playing against a set defense that's one of the most physical defenses in the league. We only scored 50 points in the second half, but we did have a really good first half. So it just goes to show you how hard it is to win in this league, and how things can change. But I'm proud of the guys. Dario hitting 2 big free throws down the stretch, and Chris, first game back, playing 38 minutes, man. It's like, but we did enough to win, and I'm proud of the guys for that.
It was just the last possession where Cam gets trapped there. Your assessment of that, did he do the right thing?
It's hard because in those situations, more than likely they're not going to call a foul. I mean, you saw enough contact there to call the cops. You know what I mean? It was a lot going on, so it happens. But yeah, you don't want to be stagnant. You got to move, because if they get the ball, more than likely they will call jump ball. And so he did enough to run the clock out. We actually were trying to get it to Chris in the backcourt so he can dribble it out. And Cam was strong enough with the ball where we didn't, give them a chance to get it and shoot the ball. So I'm just glad we won.
Looking at Dario, you just mentioned him.
Yeah.
The way he played throughout the game. Bigs are going down. Maybe speak to how
Yeah, I mean, Dario's been, a guy that's been in and out of the rotation. I didn't play him the second half last night because of the speed of the game and what Indiana was doing in transition. But we needed him tonight. He was really good in the paint. And again, the big free throws at the end, the inbounding of the ball at the end. He's a guy that we, put in a number of spots. And defensively, he wasn't bad tonight. I thought the first half he rebounded the ball really well, and that allowed for us to get out and play in transition. And then we couldn't rebound in the second half because they kept scoring.
It seemed like Chris's body responded really well to the timeout that waited.
Yeah.
Did you see the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, I just played him way too many minutes. I almost got him out mid-fourth quarter, but without Book, we needed somebody to orchestrate a little bit, and Mikal was a bit winded. I played him the whole fourth, played him the whole second half, actually. So I thought Chris was Chris. I mean, he's a guy that can just manage certain situations. He was knocking down shots in the first half. He had 11 assists. First game back, to pull off that kind of a outcome is important for us, again, especially when you don't have Book out there and campaign to alleviate him with some of the ball handling responsibilities. So kudos to him.
Coach, I know you talked to Mikal about taking those shots late in games. He was struggling a little bit in the second half, but he hit those 2 clutch threes.
It's huge. Yeah, I mean, it's what we want him to do. I mean, I think when we do get Book back, I think teams are going to have to decide, like, normally they put the best defender on Book and the next one on Chris, and so I'm hopeful that Mikal can, take advantage of those situations. But in those moments, when he's open like that, he's got to take those shots and live with the consequences.
Coach, there was, when you look at the close game you guys have had after
Yeah.
the game, is this, result that even though it got that tight at the end that, okay, you guys are able to win these kind of games? Maybe a couple weeks ago you probably would lose maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's against that team, when Ja's playing downhill like that, it's who in the league can stop that? I mean, it's a tough play. So for us to be able to withstand that and get enough stops where we could, run some time off the clock and win the game, I don't think we had that level of stamina and poise a few weeks ago, especially on the road when we played so many games on the road, missing guys. So again, when you can win close games like that, I think it gives you confidence. And those experiences are ones we can, look at the tape and show our guys what we can do better, what we did well. It just goes back to your corporate knowledge. When you can build that, especially with so many guys playing in different roles, I think it helps you as a team.
How concerning is it for you as a head coach? In a couple blown leads last few games, do you attribute that to just the game of basketball runs, or maybe the injuries, or how do you look at that?
Well, we won the game, so that's the goal, right? So if everybody could keep a 20 or 30-point lead, they would. But most teams make a run. I'm proud of the guys being able to withstand the moment. And the question was just asked, a few weeks ago, we probably wouldn't have won that game when we had a lead. And so for us to come out with a win, I think that's the positive that you take from it.
Monty, maybe to that point, getting Cam and Chris back, winning 3 in a row here, does it feel like a little bit of a turn in the corner?
I don't want to get happy on the farm about all that stuff. I think, Cam's got to get a rhythm. Last game he came back, he was lighting it up. Tonight he couldn't buy one. That's par for the course when you first get back. I think this group has to play together a bit more. Not to mention we didn't have DA tonight. I think if we have DA, some of the finishing around the basket, and we probably get to the free throw line a bit more just because they were switching a lot, and he typically punishes those types of defenses. So I think once we get everybody playing together, and then, sooner or later we're going to add Book back to the mix, I think it just takes time to get a team rhythm. You got Saban out there playing with D. Lee and Ish, and that group, they've had about that much time together. So I think it's going to take us a minute to find a team rhythm. Once we do, I think we can be pretty good.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
First, just how did they feel after playing that many minutes and having not played in a good while?
Felt good. It was nice to get out there and play. When you come back from any injury, you don't know how it feels until you actually play 5-on-5, and so it was nice to play.
What was, obviously you started off well, I think you had 15 in the first quarter, 3 or 4 from 3. Was that just a matter of being aggressive, or was it a matter of the offense just flowing to the point where you were able to get those looks?
Combination of both, and you putting the work in and day out, got to shoot it.
And then obviously, it got tight there at the end. What do you feel like you guys did to pull out the win, considering the runs that Memphis continued?
We just got to build confidence. Like I said, over the past few years, that's when we've been at our best, the last 4 minutes of games. And you build that confidence being put in those situations. You start figuring out the plays that you like to run down the stretch or whatnot. So we were just a little disorganized here and there, but we'll be better. We just got to get used to playing together.
It seemed like in the second quarter especially, you were moving really well physically. Did you like the way your body had felt after that first shift, and like you could move the way you wanted to, or is that reading too much into it?
No, I was good. You know what I mean? So just get a little cold in our arena at times. You know what I mean? So for me, I just try to keep moving, stay warm, and it was nice to play all the minutes actually, because that meant I was in the game.
Reed and McCall in the second to put you guys up 27, you ran that up and then hit the jab to draw him in. Was that another one where, again, physically, you just felt like you were in a good spot?
Absolutely. I jabbed because I was about to shoot a 3, and I seen Josh step towards me, and Kale been amazing. As y'all already know, Kale lace him up every night, ready to go. But the way he's played, with all of us guys out, I think it's going to help us in the long run because he's so much more comfortable handling the ball, making plays. And I just told him in the locker room it was fun, getting off the ball and watching him create.
You've seen it off the court, but on the court, did you sense it even more, how much more comfortable it is?
Yeah, and it's only going to get better. I got to get used to it. He ain't been like that the whole time I've been here, but it's something that I know he put in a lot of work with over the summer. Cam Johnson too. Cam got a rebound today and he waved me off, and I love it. I've been waiting for him to tell me that, and so I think all the confidence that the guys are getting, it can only help us in the long run.
Is that just communication and reps in game that's going to kind of flesh out the feel of who's doing what?
Yeah, and trust. You know, like I said, when you're in those situations, more everybody, gets a little bit more comfortable, and you sort of know where people are going to be. And so when Book gets back, I think that's going to be obviously something that we get used to, right? It's probably not going to be perfect, right, from the get-go, but having that many guys handling the ball and creating plays, I think can really help us.
Because what was the one thing when you were out and you watched the team that you were like, so they're losing, but this is better or this is improved?
And they wasn't losing every game. Them guys was competing. I think one of the biggest things I noticed is how the ball was moving, how the ball was popping, because I wasn't out there and Book wasn't out there, and we went into a little lull maybe in the third or fourth quarter, and I looked over and I said, I called a play that I know that the guys have been running to move the ball. Just because I'm back doesn't mean I have to have it all the time, and I think that's going to be something that's a conscious effort of just making sure the ball keeps moving, because that's what's been really nice being out watching us do.
Chris, wondering, coming back with playing with Sarge instead of with Aiden, what do you see in him playing this game, close to the game?
Man, Dario's special. I actually went into the gym early this morning around like 9:30, 10, just to, check out everything, make sure I was good to play. And when I walked in the gym, Dario was in there sweating, getting shots up. A back-to-back game yesterday, game today. And Dario's been through a lot, with injuries and stuff. So just to see how he's playing, I'm happy for him as a person, you know what I mean? But happy for our team, too. And as we continue to get bodies back, I think we'll be okay. Yep.